So I guess this is how people are doing these things now. See, I come from a time back when the dinosaurs roamed, when you'd go on a place called the Samba and you would write messages to each other like primitive savages. So anyway, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago now, I did a Subaru conversion on my bus here when I lived in New Mexico, and I drove it up here. And then I promptly blew up the motor because the oil pump that lives behind that water pump, you know, here's the water pump, here's our main crankshaft pulley, and then behind there is another pump, and that's the oil pump. And yeah, so it lost pressure, and because of that it ate one of the main bearings, or a rod bearing, I don't know which one, but it's knocking like crazy, and there were metal shavings in the oil. So this engine is she's a boat anchor now. So I picked up this donor Subaru here for $500. As you can see, it runs great. Idle's nice. It's the same EJ22, but a slightly later vintage. This is the 1998 OBD2 version of that engine. And so I'm going to be doing the conversion essentially over again so that I can steal the OBD2 and have the ability to check for engine codes with my regular engine light, which right now I just have the blink from the OBD1. You can see that it has no check engine lights. Idle's perfect. You know, it's still warming up here, but you know, this car drove in here. It's in great shape. As far as mileage, it's got 152,000 on the clock, which really is not that much for these Subarus, and it had a timing belt change done at 105. So really, I'm working with a pretty good basis here. My plan, such as it is to start by removing the old engine out of the bus to clear some space, get it all cleaned up and prepped, and then start hacking away at this and selling off pieces as I go, and basically just use the engine minus all the crap I don't need, like the AC and the power steering and the exhaust gas recirculation and all other crap. And I'll probably end up 3D printing some parts that I wasn't able to print last time, that I had to cobble together from Home Depot and stuff, and this time I have a 3D printer, so I'll probably make those things. I'll also probably adjust how I did the wiring harness. Since I have the car here, I'll probably clip things in situ and then pull everything out as best I can to the bench once it's all stripped down, and then from there I'll shorten everything so that I don't have a bunch of extra wires hanging around all over the place. So that's the plan. You can see here the timing belt sticker got done at 105-ish basically. And yeah, so that's the plan. I got my engine crane right here. Since I don't have a real driveway, I had to modify it with these sort of off-road caster wheels. They're pneumatic, they can get filled with air. We already did an engine pull on a different Subaru a couple weekends back with this, so I know it works. And hopefully here soon, this guy will be back on the road and we can start on the bodywork and other little things that it needs cosmetically. Yeah, so we're gonna do this video style this time. I know that everybody hates the vertical video. I'll probably switch that up for next time. I'm a noob, whatever. I'm used to typing it out on forums. But this will be part one of my Subaru conversion odyssey, and I'll be documenting everything as I go along, show you guys how this thing goes. You know, for those of you who don't remember or didn't know how I did it last time, I have two radiators in the back of my bus here. Both of these radiators out of Mark I Volkswagen Golf or GTI or whatever you want to call it, but they're just the cheapy plastic ones. I'll eventually upgrade to some aluminum ones. And fabric cobbled some mounts for those fans there. Again, probably will adjust how those are mounted one day or soon or whatever. But mostly it's just going to be about pulling the motor, and I've already got the engine brace and all that stuff fabbed up, so really it should be a pretty short swap. The majority of the work is going to be in the wiring, because of course I'm upgrading to OBD2, so a couple things are probably going to change in here. I also want to kind of redo a few things that I did from when I did it the first time around. For example, I want to 3D print a part for that, and for my oil filler over here, I want to 3D print some stuff, some little adapters and U-bends and things like that for my radiator plumbing. I definitely want to clean up some of the wiring in here with some clips and stuff. So there's just quite a bit of stuff to do as I kind of rethink how I did this last time. Anyway, so this will be, like I said, part 1, and check back for part 2 in the coming weeks. Take it easy.